Nah, we on right now, man. 89 on up. With on the edge, BJ APB. And on this Sunday, homie, we just gonna be sending it live due to it's a Sunday. And then Monday through Friday, we gonna send that G stuff and not that Ye stuff. So what you got on the scene today, BJ?
Well, I'm gonna just kick off a little something about relationships just to help the people out, that might be out there struggling and might, sometimes a lot of couples go through things that other people don't understand. So I'm just gonna give them a little something about relationships, and from there we'll go on to from the 80s and come on down to the present.
Go ahead.
First off, I'm gonna start off by saying peace and blessings to everybody, and thank y'all for tuning in. We really appreciate y'all, and those that sent donations last time. That's much love, and thank you. Really appreciate that. It helps us out. Let me get down to the meaning of a relationship and the origins of it. A relationship is a continuing connection or attachment to another person. When two people meet each other, usually their connection is reached through a form of intimacy like admiration of each other's physical features or a simple handshake. More than often, couples' relationships do not last because the connection is more physical than mental. When couples do not get to know each other on a mental level, it is an 80% chance the relationship will not survive the second disagreement they have. Women are very emotional human beings. They need to feel loved or they will act like a farm and cut out on you. Men are more than likely only to show their emotional side behind closed doors. In public, we men tend to act macho by denying our woman affection, things like kissing, holding hands, etc. You don't even see couples hugged up no more when they driving down the street or just driving around the neighborhood. When you love your better half, you must take the time to ask simple questions. Learn what makes them sad, what makes them happy, what makes them smile. And most importantly, start asking them their deepest secrets. That way you can get to know what makes them tick, why the person act like this, why the person act like that. This way, when y'all making love, y'all will stimulate each other's souls. As y'all intertwine y'all heart, and y'all will have a better connection. Instead of running every time y'all disagree on something, take the time to agree to disagree and work on not repeating an issue that got y'all arguing in the first place. Learn from couples that have been together 30 years, the successes in the connection and in the communication. Now, the reason I brought that up was because I was listening to somebody earlier talking about their relationship. And the dude, I'm just keeping real. I'm not into judging no man, but this dude was a dude that I'm just gonna say he's no Johnny Gill, he's no Bobby Brown, he definitely not a Chris Brown. But he sat there and talked about his woman, and the first thing he said was she need to get her big butt on the treadmill and start working out or something. Now, first and foremost, we in prison. And in prison,
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
In prison, just trying to find somebody, a woman, or a man for that matter, for a woman that's in prison, it's hard to find somebody to take the time to write letters, send you money and packages and do all the things you need, to help you out. Because in prison, it's like you're in a wheelchair. You need somebody to be your legs. So when you hear a person talk like that, that's a person that's unappreciative of their relationship. You know, I'm just gonna keep it real. This dude is never gonna have a Megan Thee Stallion, a Cardi B, or nothing unless he come up on a couple of millions. Other than that, you're never gonna see him with that type of beautiful woman, because that's the type of woman he's craving, but ain't never had it. And the reason he never had it is because you don't take the time to communicate. You're judging a woman by her beauty instead of her duty. You know, and I know firsthand because when I was younger, that's how I used to get my heart broke. I used to always try to be in competition with my homeboys over women's beauty instead of their duty. So just keep that in mind when y'all out there tonight, laid next to that woman. You know, you laid next to that woman or that woman laid next to a man, y'all learn to appreciate each other instead of judging each other for what he looked like. Because in the end, all vaginas and all penises look the same. Trust me, they do. Some may be small, hella tall, and some might be short and stubby. But in the end, they all do the same thing. With that said, I want to move on from that topic to this weekend. The homies in Inglewood had a game with the Brims, and my boy Half Pint went. You know, he can bless us with the stories about this game. You know, I heard about this legendary game, and the reason I wanted to bring that up was last time we talked about blood love. And, you know, to me, that's blood love when you see 1,000 bloods back together and nobody was set tripping and that everybody got along. Especially, what was the story line on that? You know, what did you see and what you appreciated about it?
First of all, before I kick off, I want to say shout out to Foster A6, Schoolcraft, Chanel Taylor, Oak Park Boxing in Austin, Texas. And I got a shout out to G Homeboy Slick from Capanella. What's up, G homie? And that scene, homie,
all the time
was blood love, unified, homie. And it was a good look. Kane, good looking out. Kane Samuel, appreciate it. It was a good look, homie. And then also, since we always, you know, keep it G and not ye, and we keep them on the edge, it showed the young homies, homie, how this shit really go, for the simple fact of the story I kicked amongst my turf and the homies from the jungles, because we wind up going to Jim Gilligan Park, which is located in the Los Angeles Black Pea Stone jungles. So that was legendary alone for dudes, that young homies that been catching the channel. They can hear about this and then get the chance to see me there with the homies, and the homies from the BPS jungles supporting me, embracing me with that blood love, homie. That should have been amazing right there, homie. And the games was cool. It was homegirls out there that was unified, drinking and just kicking it, homie. And it was a pleasure, homie. It was a straight pleasure, homie. And I hope to see more of that from different hoods, homie, because we got to learn to get over it, homie. Like, if homies even get into it and stuff, go there, we got to realize, homie, we ain't females, homie. That's part of being a gangster, homie, and being legendary. Like, we talk about what makes you legendary. This type of stuff makes you legendary. If your hood can get into it with your brothers, you dudes can possibly go to all kind of measurements, homie. But once you come down, and you come down back to level, homie, and can shake each other's hands and hug each other and still sip cocktails after the carnage, homie. That's unified blood love, homie. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I respect that,
right.
Homie. Whoever put that together, if it's some young G's that put that together from different little beat-all communities, homie, we want to salute y'all, homie, for carrying the torch kind of better than kind of how we left off, or kind of the image we painted for y'all, homie. So we just want to salute the young G's, homie, that put that together, homie, for us, the older G's, to come out, to look, get some entertainment, and still feel a part of something, homie.
That was beautifully said.
Thank you.
You know, I know that generation. I know that generations changed, and I know it was surprising to see 1,000 young homies up there getting their turn. You know,
Right.
instead of seeing us dudes with the gray hair out there, you saw a bunch of young homies mingling.
Right.
You know, and I suggested at the next function, the young homies start doing more into, you know, trading phone numbers with different homies from different hoods.
Right.
This way, when something does happen, instead of going to war ASAP, homies could, you know, get on the phone and talk about the issue and try to fix it before it goes to places it don't need to go. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what makes y'all also legends that we didn't do in our era. You know, in our era, we had homies that, you know, they'll just pull up and be like, man, what happened? What you were whooping? You know, if it had to be squabbled out, it had to be squabbled out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And that's the type of stuff that helped us in our era. You know what I mean? Kept us moving. You know what I mean? But what was the young homies looking like, and what was the homegirls looking like? You know, to see a bunch of new generation of young homies and young homegirls. You know, how did that make you feel? How did that enlighten your soul?
Well, the update, you homie, you know, I've been kind of out here, you know, blessed and privileged, you know, to be out here, homie, you know, thanks to homies like you, my other homies, Lil Bugsy and them, Lil Coco and them before they got out, and, you know, a lot of other Bloodz I won't mention, but just, you know, instilling in us to do the right thing out here. I kind of had a chance to get a visual, homie, and from what things was kind of a decade ago, is hella better, homie.
This
You know,
call and your telephone number will be
I can
monitored
see a
and
lot of the
recorded.
young homeboys kind of ammo shock. Thank you, appreciate it, man. Appreciate for the donation. I can see a lot of the young homeboys starting to kind of like think for themselves, you know, not trying to just X us out, but, you know, thinking better, like we talked about with that bounty hunter thing. They'll start hearing it. You know, sometimes we got to tell a lot of these stories. It might rub us the wrong way because we talked about our hoods chunked them, our hoods did it, but a lot of dudes is missing history, so they run around with a chip on their shoulder and be misinformed, homie. But to see them growing up, to make their own decisions and function like how they put together them teams and stuff, that's hell of a, homie, and we got to salute them and respect them for that growth, homie, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm going to wait for you to get back in with us, homie.
Right.
Psycho, I want to salute you, homie, for tapping in. Tiny Young Mayweather for tapping in. The donations, the support means something, because I'll be able to hit the homie, and not only is the homie helping himself, he be able to spread it from different homies, you know, share with a different homies. It don't matter what turf you from, what extra piece of thing we took extra outside of what we believe in. This just for homies, homie. They ain't know what your background is. So anybody that help, it don't just hit me. I send it off to the homies. You know, I send it off to help. You know, if you say it's for me, then it's for me. If you say it's for the homie, it's for the homie. And even if it's for me, I'm still sharing, homie, because we caring, homie. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
You have a clip.
So yeah, I was thinking about what he was saying about that couple thing. That was crazy. Say you don't see everybody hugged up all the time. Hell yeah, P-Funk love, homie. And shout out to you and respect and salute, man. And for my son, yeah, on everything, homie, on everything.
For using Global Tel Link.
Hold on, give me a second.
Hey, yeah, for real. Yeah, homie. Yeah, hey, homie, we throw in all type of topics about See, one thing about 89 on up, homie, when it came out, it was like, because I could tell a story. I'm with you, loved one. I could tell a story from 89 on up. That's really technically what 89 on up was. And it gave the dudes from my era, whether if you was Crippin', Blood, and S.A. in it, your Asian gang or other, all of us that's from my group that came out around 88, 89 on up, we played a hell of an impactful thing to this thing right here that we thought was hell of a, until we got our mind right, homie. So 89 on up meant something, because we was coming fresh up off the big homies, homie. We was coming fresh up off a lot of these founders and top figures, homie. And we got a chance to, like, you know, get in the kittle with them, homie. So, you know, we cut different, homie. BJ, we back on the edge with BJ. What's up? Dre Woods, what's up? I remember a dude named Bear from NHP. Yeah, shout out Bear, homie. That's the homeboy, homie. Hey, BJ, I was talking about, I didn't want to double back, but I was talking about how people don't be hugged up. But I'm going to go into I went into the homies, how I seen the homies. Now I want to go into the homegirls. You said how the homegirls was looking, homie. And it's a whole different season of homegirls, homie. But you still got a lot of homegirls from our age group blessed to still kind of be able to mingle in with them and kind of collate certain of them that's really traditional or really trying to learn the history. You still got a few solid old school homegirls from the jungles, from the 20s, Swans, you know, kind of all over, homie, that could kind of still lay some of the younger generation homegirls that really want to get it. They could point out like, oh, no, that's such and such from over there out of Inglewood. That's such and such out the east side. So, you know, I could see it kind of trending that a lot of them want to get in and fit in for the right cause. And then like it was like when we came in, you get a lot of groupies now because a lot of the young homeboys, they athletically in shape. You know what I'm saying? It's a different thing now, so their appearance is dressed different. They upscale, looking like rappers and entertainers. So, you know, they got a great amount of groupie fans now, homie. So, you know, but it's a good look, homie. We had it, so it's a good look, homie. Fly P, what's up, homie? Salute, loved one. Big Dev, salute, bro. Linwood tapping in. Good looking out, loved one. Somebody said, ask BJ if he knew Bone. Somebody asked BJ if he know Bone from Athens. If so, when did he meet him?
Well,
I mean, that's your choice. That's your choice. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna keep it clean. Like, you know, that's my big homeboy. At one point in time, I was Lil Bone. You get what I'm saying? I changed my name because I had been going to jail so long that when I came home from YA, it was a homie claiming Lil Bone, and since he was a homie that I grew up with, I let him keep the name and became my own big homie. But that's my G homie, you know what I mean? That's my G homie, and that was my road dog when I was out there, you know what I mean? I messed with the boy tough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, for those that didn't hear me talk about it, yeah, that's my homeboy. That's one of my day ones, you know what I mean?
Right. Hey, somebody said, ask BJ how did the police get him after his crime. You could do a separate thing on that. You could touch it. It's your choice. I'm just reading off what people was asking you.
Yeah. Well, basically, I'll talk about that on a solo thing. I ain't gonna talk about that one on the air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of them situations. You know what I mean?
Right. Somebody said his bones solid. I'm gonna say he's solid, homie. I don't get into confrontational stuff, but if you ask me, I'm gonna say the homie solid for the simple fact, I don't get into mixing stuff amongst homies with homies, homie. Because if I ain't in front of y'all to say nothing to both homies, I don't say nothing but the homie solid because. You know what I'm saying? Due to technical difficulties, he still came to our turf and put our turf on for the movie Insecure and had me and a few of my homies right there. So I gotta say that's solid, homie, due to technical difficulties and everything that was kind of friction at that time, homie. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm gonna say this so people know out there. You know, you have to understand that the homie was ghetto raised. And when you ghetto raised and you become a movie star, sometimes you make enemies of people that don't want to see you make it. Sometimes people just dislike a person for no reason, you know what I mean? Or feel a person is too big for life. Me growing up under the homie, he always took the time to help people out. You know, even though he's out there making movies and doing his thing, he's still the same person to me. He's still the same homie that takes the time to send money in the penitentiaries. You know, I remember I was working on a project in Pelican Bay, and the homie came up there. You know what I mean? I asked him to come through, and he came through for me. You know what I mean? They didn't let him inside because his credentials and stuff wasn't right at the time. You know what I mean? He had a little traffic ticket or whatever, but yet he took out of his busy life to make an appearance and was going to come up in there and talk and make sure people see that he was a regular person like the rest of us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So those that don't know, yeah, he's a real dude. He's not no TV character. You know what I mean? He's a real dude, and he got a life to live. He got bills to pay as well. And I hope that the person asked that question understand that, and one day they get into the movie business and they'll see how it is. Y'all see how it is. There's a lot of rappers out there right now that's rapping, you know what I mean? And people talk about it. We don't know where they come from. You know, you got homies like Lil Wayne, Chris Brown, and all these other dudes that's trying to make a living for themselves, and people hate on them every day and not realizing these dudes is really out there trying to change their life, homie. You can't be on the block forever. You know what I mean? The whole purpose of us getting money is to bring back to the community, not to just be on the block forever. You know what I mean? You want to see a person that's 60 out there with something crossed out on his hat, still hopping gates, running, talking about one time? Nah, homie, that ain't the lifestyle. At a certain age, you got to cut it off and you got to do something for your family. So therefore, you know, like I said, that's my big homie. I appreciate him. Everything he done, not just for me, but for the thousands of other people he done things for in the community. And that goes for not only just him, that goes for Lil Wayne, Lil Boosie, Chris Brown, and all these other dudes that's trying to make it happen for their family. The women as well.
Hey, I want to say something. You know, some of the questions I might not respond to, like Mad, for instance. Some of these dudes they doing their thing, homie, and I don't want to say nothing and other people say something and it'll look bad on somebody, homie. So I don't really want to get into speaking up on certain dudes like that. I'm kind of like cut different, homie. So you gotta kind of like understand my get down, homie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hit the like button if you can, homie. Hit the like button if you can. Mark Long, what's happening with you? Ammo Shock said, have you ever known some army homies? I didn't know some army homies, homie, and that's how a lot of homies, you know, not to give the game up, but that's how we used to get, you know, some dudes get extra, be blessed to get extra lessons in their hoods from homies that didn't serve for the country, homie, you know, and it be for positive, not for negative, that they'll send the game off to us, you know.
And I done met a gang of army homies that was out of town Bloodz. And that's how I got hip to a lot of hoods out there out of town because certain homies went to the service and they got out here and got stuck in this lifestyle out here. But they really be from out of town, you know what I mean?
Right.
And trust me, all the ones I ran into were some solid dudes, you know, and I'll give a shout out to all of them, homies like Bloody Muslim from Non-Trade Gangster and you know what I mean? Numerous others, you know what I mean? The homie Tex from Texas, you know what I mean? There's plenty of homies that I ran into. That's how they got out here and got hooked up with us and kind of fucked their career up, you know what I mean? But it's the lifestyle. You gotta know when and where to do certain things. Another thing I wanted to speak on was back to the original story when we was talking about the homegirls.
Go ahead. Let me salute one more homie before you tap in, BJ, the homeboy EH. Say you got the realest platform. Adding BJ just made it even better, homie. Salute, homie, on everything, homie. Go ahead, BJ.
Yeah. Appreciate you as well, homie. Really do, and much love to all of y'all, man. But what I was gonna say was the reason I like speaking on the homegirls because most of my crime means when I was on the streets was women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
When I started getting off the porch, you know, I had some sneaky homegirls, you know what I mean, from my hood and from other hoods. And they was just like the homies doing shit, you know what I mean? And some even got socked and put on their hood. And I'm talking about certain hoods, like, you know, like I'm going to give an example, like the homegirls from Brim that I know, they didn't get put on by other women, homie, because they was like the first women that was getting put on their hood. They got put on by dudes, homie. And for a woman to walk a line of 10 dudes and get socked up, homie, and be squabbling back, they deserve that respect. You know what I mean? And that's why I be speaking on the homegirls, because I be like, damn, the homegirls went through it, you know. And I got a few homegirls right now, you know, they mothers and they out the way, they trying to do their thing and raise their family. But when I was coming up, you know, I got a homegirl named Big Pete, you know what I mean? And Big Pete on everything stood by me many a times. I done got jumped and everything, and she was like, man, you better get up in there. You know what I mean? She was like, man, don't have me to get out there. You better get up in there. You know what I mean? And
right.
Those are the type of homegirls I appreciated. You know what I mean? She pushed me like she was a dude. You know what I mean? She was like telling Cass, they better give me a head up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Better give him a head up. Or she couldn't get up in there. And Pete flame him just like a dude.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you got other homegirls from different hoods, you know what I mean? When I be speaking on these girls, I speak on them for a reason. When I did that story about Lil Tippy, I didn't forget about my dog Tall Blood either. You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell Tall Blood's story from my point of view too, so her family that's left and her kids.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I get to know they mother from our eyes, what we saw and how we enjoyed it.
Right. Billy T.
Stories, you know what I mean?
What's up, loved one? OG Billy T. Hey, I'm gonna wait for you to tap back in with us.
All the time, Billy the Bully.
Hey, yeah, man. Don't know much about APB, but after looking, Billy T, good looking out, OG. Appreciate you, homie, on everything. From a kid to now, man, you already know. Westside Fruit Town. What's up, B-Dog? What's up with you, Trap B? What's up, loved one? Yeah, a lot of these entertainers, they join these hoods and They be here for their own good reasons, homie. You know, for their own good reasons, homie. And some of them play their parts, homie. Some of them play their parts. So we gotta respect some of these entertainers. You know, a lot of people just see what they want to see, but they don't know what these dudes' contributions be behind the scenes, homie.
To refuse, hang up now or stay on the line.
Hey.
For customer assistance.
I think we might be having like a little delay. But yeah, homie, them dudes serve they serve their purpose behind the scenes, homie, and some of them dudes is solid, homie. You know, the world see what they want to see. That's just like, I see a lot of hype and a lot of stuff be on some of these things. They be saying, is Chris Brown a blood or is Mariana blood? But these dudes serve their purpose, and I'm gonna say on a Marion, he grew up in our neighborhood with some of our younger homeboys, homie. And so he's from out our community. He know a lot of our legendary big homies. You know what I'm saying? Cause he come up in our turf. But he happened to be one that was able to do something else with himself, homie. And by our hood not being one of them hoods that's always trying to capitalize off of our artists or entertainers, he was able to do what he wanted to do, homie. But he still was able to stay in tune and help one of his childhood friends, which from our community, homie, with a chance to get his freedom again, homie. So a lot of these dudes come up in our neighborhoods and really come from that cloth where they know loyalty and tradition, homie. So it's like South Central call. It's like we keeping them, homie. You know, a lot of dudes that know Mariana say, you know, he grew up in our hood. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just telling everybody about the entertainers you was talking about that claim these hoods. A lot of these dudes serve their purpose and kind of really help, homie. You know, kind of really do their part, you know, and help, you know, for good causes, not negative causes, homie. For people won't get that twisted. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what you say? What you say about OG Billy T? You know OG Billy T?
No, if it's the one I think it is, that's my boy Billy the Bully.
Yeah.
All the time. Much love, homeboy. We're making sure with you. My love to you, homie. And
go ahead.
yeah, no, I was just saying I send my love to him. You know what I mean? Let him know I ain't forgot about it.
Right. Hey, we was talking about homegirls where you left off at, and yeah, man, it be always a pleasure for a homegirl, homie, because I done had a couple homegirls from different turfs, homie, and they leave memorable moments, homie, impactful moments, homie, because sometimes we done thugged it out with a lot of them, just like we did with homies, homie, because back in the days, hoods wasn't that deep. So just say a gang of homies. The homie said, much love, BJ. I'm in a constant remembrance. You get these homegirls when our hoods wasn't that deep, homie. We used to have to, homies be on county lives and going to prison. We used to have the homegirls with us. So they had to play the part, fill in, you know, at the duties of the homies. So a lot of them held their obligations, homie, and we hung with different homegirls. That's like the homegirl Diamond from the jungles. Huh, BJ? She was up out the jungles, huh?
Yeah.
And that was my homegirl.
Yeah, I remember Diamond.
Yeah.
Diamond.
And how we got bonded tough. Yeah. How we got bonded tough. I think she had sickle cell, homie, if I ain't mistaken.
Yeah, she did. She did.
And I got sickle cell, homie. And so we kind of like linked in through that, you know. And it was just on some homegirl homie thing, and we shared the bond through that. But I remember she was down and active and stuff like that, homie. So she used to come to my hood, or I used to, be, one of my homeboys, E.K. Capone. He stayed over in the jungles at that time. So she'd come over to the wood, or I'd go over there. But this particular time, homie, she running with me. We going to the store, and we wind up getting into with some activity. She always wanted to be down with me, so we finally get us a piece of activity, homie. And we wind up running, knowing damn well we both can't really run because we got sickle cell. Man, we wind up doing our thing, homie, and ended up both in the hospital together, calling each other from different floors, homie. But that's just the bond we had and the things the homegirls used to do and go through with us, homie. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Diamond. I love you, homegirl, on everything.
Yeah, we miss you, girl. Another thing I wanted to say was like, to add to that story about Diamond.
Yeah.
When I was in the county jail fighting my case, homie, I used to be proud of seeing the home.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And it was homegirls like you saw in the Austin, you saw Diamond down there, salute to her. You saw the homegirl J.P. Stone from Blackstone always making her presence felt. Homegirl Grits from 20s, you know what I mean? You saw the homegirl Lady Psych from 6 Deuce Brim, the homegirl Jackie Ray from Swans. It was just a numerous amount of homegirls that was really like, that's not even including damn near all the Christian Mafia homegirls at the time, you know what I mean?
Right.
Was making their presence felt up in there. And it made me, as a homie at that time, feel real love, even though they wasn't coming to see me, but just seeing them down there and seeing them supporting the homies in the module, that was a big blessing, homie, because it was a lot of homies that didn't have nobody coming to see them. You know what I mean? So when them homegirls see people, that made a big difference. I got a homegirl named Deetra, you know what I mean, in case she listening. I ain't forgot you either, homie. I love you to death, you know what I mean? I appreciate you because Deetra was one of the ones, she was down there as well coming to see me and the other homies pulling us out, making sure we know we had some homegirls from the Turk pulling us out as well, you know what I mean? And all that different stuff made a difference, you know what I mean? It made a difference. And I say that to say, sometime when the shoe was on the other foot, I remember when the homegirl Shirley was in the pen. I don't recall my homies going to visit her, you know what I mean? And she being like a good almost 30, you know what I mean? But yet, she held it down for the hood in the PNN when she got out. She's still out there like walking around, you know what I mean, hitting the functions every now and then just to make her presence felt and say what's up. But then the type of homegirls that we needed at that time.
Right.
And then the type of homegirls that we have now. So all the young homegirls out there that we don't know, salutes to y'all. You know what I mean? Period. You know what I mean? I appreciate you. I ain't gonna sit up in front. And hopefully, like I said, when I get out, I'm gonna keep it real. When I get out and I get some money in my pocket, I'm gonna go to the hood, my homegirls. I'm gonna pass out roses. I'm gonna give them a rose just to show them I appreciate them. It ain't about me messing with them nothing. I'm gonna give them a rose because just to let them know what it feels like to have somebody give them one.
Yeah. Hey, somebody weighed in and was like, G Half, do you have a breakdown on subsets inside a set? The homie girls kept a majority of us solid through this. Yeah, a lot of the homegirls did keep a lot of us solid through our struggles. A lot of subsets that come into the hood, homie. My hood was kind of late on subsets really entering it like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of other hoods, they hoods had subsets kind of like at the beginning formers, but the turf that I represented in my youth time pushing, it was just a 500 block. It was just one block. Then later on, I think probably like around 97, I want to say the young homies had started formulating a 700 block, homie. And basically these be just blocks, you know, they be extensions of the real hoods, but just blocks that dudes just particularly hang on, got some type of what can I say, camaraderie on or something like that, or a pocket of dudes that say, well, a lot of us grew up on this street, so we gonna start this street. That's what I say, but I'm not really into a lot of them subsets, because if you can't hold the obligation of the original set, don't start no extra bull that you can't regulate like the original founders and members set out for this thing to be. It ain't got to be all the time criminal, but if you can't run your thing like the main thing, homie, I suggest you don't even start no subset, homie, because them subsets supposed to be extra outlets. So if you from the 500 block and I hit another block and we don't have something, you supposed to be able to provide all that. That's what these subsets is for outlets and help and reinforcement. If them subsets can't provide that, homie, they in the way, homie. You know what I'm saying? That's just my honest opinion. What you think, BJ, about subsets, homie? Sets inside sets, or different blocks, homie.
I'm gonna speak as far as my hood because I can't speak on other hoods. I know in my hood we did like the blocks, and the reason we did blocks was because it was all fun and games and competition. You know what I mean? It helped us become who we are today, because when we was growing up, certain blocks had a lot of homies. You know what I mean? And them was the blocks that everybody wanted to be from, because there was a lot of homies from there. But you had certain blocks that had different appreciation tactics. Like, you had some blocks that they was good at hustling. And then you had some blocks that was, everybody on that block was a fighter. And then you had some blocks that everybody on there was good at bringing women to the hood. You know what I mean? Each block played a different part in the hood. It was never no subsets where we would get into it with one another and start killing one another. It wasn't no subsets like that. It was basically just competition. We would make up things. Like, for instance, I be running into homies now, and they be saying they from San Pedro. I be smiling because I was born and raised on San Pedro, you know what I mean? But I never thought in my era to say, yeah, I'm Mr. San Pedro or something like that. I never thought of that, you know what I mean? So when I be hearing that, I be like, yeah, that's creative, you know what I mean? And I be like, yeah, I'm off the Pedro too, you know what I mean? Right. But it be all fun and games, you know what I mean? It don't be nothing serious where homies get into it. Some homies sometimes they get into it because this homie may not like this homie and feel he didn't earn his bones, or this homie might don't know this homie. Like, for instance, you got homies that come from other spots, like I said before. You got a homie that might come from Rialto, and he'll just start claiming a block, and then he'll claim a block and then jump on the clique. Like, they got a lot of cliques now because homies is rapping and homies.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
He's starting to cruise, little rap cruise. So this dude might be good at rapping, and he comes to the hood and he start rapping and claiming that clique. The homies might feel like, hold on, who is you? Don't nobody know you. We've been over here putting in work, but you all on the speaker talking about the hood. It's time for you to earn your bones around here. Show us what you about. And then once he get down with a few homies or whatever, start showing that he really about it, he'll be accepted. But sometimes, like it goes back to what we were saying about dudes running off. Sometimes a dude will run off and he'll go way out of town and he'll take that click stuff out of town, and the homies out of town that he ended up grabbing, they go to thinking that's some legit stuff when really he on some renegade stuff. He on some runaway stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the best way I could put it. It really ain't no such thing as subsets in the hood. You know what I mean? Everybody on some competition stuff. You know what I mean? To basically better everybody.
Right.
You know, if you saying your block is better than my block know we need to get our money up, or we need to get our game up. That's just it, and that's all.
Billy T said, growing pains while doing the same thing, sub-hoods, sub-standards. Yep.
Right.
Somebody said they people got 124 Rome tatted on them. You know about that?
Said he got 124 what?
Rome.
Rome.
Yeah.
124 Rome.
Rome, I don't know. Hey, Black Liberation on the real. I seen that, but I don't know who it is.
Oh, he said, yeah, hold on. Now, he said he got 124 Rome on him.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Action. And that's what he asking, but ain't no street name Long or Rome in the hood.
Right.
I know a homie named Rome from the foe.
Right.
He from my block.
Right. Somebody asked about Lil Bop from BPS. You want to tap back in and do you know the homie?
Yeah, I'll speak on that. I'll be glad to speak on that when I tap back in.
So yeah, we're gonna wait for the homeboy to tap back in. And somebody asked about Lil Bop from BPS. So we'll fall back in on that. And yeah, homie, I seen that, but a lot of people be tapping in. Sometimes you don't be knowing who's who. Like if you don't leave no message or something, sometimes I might pass it up because people be playing little games and stuff. But I seen that, homie, and like the homie said, people that support the channel, man, is highly appreciated, man. We share with all, homie. It ain't no segregation, and ain't none of that, homie. EH, man, much love. Shout out to you too, homie. Say great stuff tonight, man. Man, we just trying to kick it up, man, and everybody adding in to keep the topic running so we can keep sending G stuff and IE stuff, man. And salute to my big homies and the G's that's over me, homie, that groom me, that tap in occasionally, man. I want to salute them as well, homie, because without a lot of them dudes, I wouldn't be who I am today to push a line for myself and all that, homie. So I gotta salute them dudes, homie, for all aspects of my life, homie. You know what I'm saying? Finna pull the homie back in. Said Inglewood all sides, man. Most definitely, homie. Ammo said keep the channel popping, man. We gonna try to keep it moving, homie. And hopefully we get more homies in eventually that get on board, that get in and keep sharing their stories, homie, of different generations of this, homie. Because not only do I got a story, BJ got a story, homie. It's all the Damu sets got a story. That's all of our story, and that's important history for us and for the dudes up under us, homie. 405, I asked the homie about that. IG is Damn You Clothing. Those that want to tap in on serious content, homie, is Damn You Clothing. Do I know Demon from NHP? Yeah, I heard of a Demon. If it's the one I know, I think he's still waiting for his freedom. EA's, man, good looking out. Just one moment. What you know about them TKs from 20? Yeah, them the homies. Yeah, that's my big relative. Yeah, Demon. Yeah, that's that. I know, dude, man.
Back home.
Hey, look. Somebody said. YNW tell BJ speak on the UBNs, BLs about the pros and cons. Motherfuckers never want to give their opinions. Rolo. From Lane, speak on it, sad, it was downfall, and this and that. Well, me and the homie might have two opinions on that, homie. And by the homie being a generation older than me, and I consider, he's my big homie, it's on him to talk, if he want to weigh in. But like I said, we got two opinions on that, homie. You know what I'm saying? To be all the way honest, dog. Would you like to say something, BJ? Since or what, homie?
I'm gonna say only one thing about it.
Let me stop you, homie, BJ.
Yeah,
Because if you say something, homie,
yeah.
I'm gonna want to say something, homie. To be honest, homie, you know what I'm saying? And since we just on the thing, do we keep it kind of lightweight, professional, but just put our opinions on the table, or what, homie?
No, I'm gonna keep it professional.
No, I'm talking about for both of us. I'm speaking on me and you. Yeah.
Yeah, we this not what the channel is for. The channel is for education, to educate the homies that don't understand certain things.
Okay.
So therefore, I'm not going to speak on those that are UBN, BL, or whether they DGF or whatever. I'm not going to speak on that. You know what I mean? That's something you would have to get from one of those guys that's involved with that type of situation. You know what I mean? I'm only going to speak on what I'm involved with. You know what I mean? I'm not going to speak on nobody else's business. As far as Rolo, yes, that is the big homeboy. That's my big homeboy, and he raised me. As far as his situation, that's not for me to speak on. You know what I mean? That's that man's business, and I'm going to leave it at that. You know what I mean? I do love him, and that's that.
Well, I'm gonna say this, homie. Since we on that topic with honest opinion, and it been bothering me, cause like you said, this is education purpose, homie. These channels that certain of us push is educational purpose, homie. But by me feeling like my age group being a YGG and a G and a big homie out here, homie. Some things should, homie, I'm not finna let nobody come on my platform and take a dump on their belief, homie, and mix it with their facts, feelings, and fiction, homie. We all got a story, we all got a past, homie, and none of the big homies are who they used to be back in the days. A lot of dudes in my era, we get mad that a lot of the big homies ain't how they used to be to us, to this new generation, homie, to be all the way authentic, homie. So sometimes we can mix our facts, fictions with feelings and blow it all out of content, homie. But I'm not gonna let nobody come on mine, homie, and take a dump on a crip core, they beliefs, or none of that, homie. For the simple fact how I represent. I can't get mad at nobody channel on how they want to do their thing, homie. But that's just what it is on mine, homie. I heard about the big homie in history, but homie, I don't like the way I felt like the big homie took a dump on the B core, homie. Not only just on the DLB core, but when you slander any B thing in public, homie, that's degrading all of us, homie. And I understand the homie frustrations, homie. But he gotta understand our frustrations as being YGGs, G's, and big homies, homie. You can't just slander dudes of our peers our dudes of our homeboys, our dudes, other little homeboys look up to a statue, homie, out here just in the open like that, homie. And I wish things could have been conducted better, because you can't make everybody a bad guy, homie. We love homies from over there. That hood is part of our history, homie. Even though our hood's got our own history, a lot of Bloods that's my age, homie, we learned how to be harder Bloods from dudes, G-Sex them, Mo them, the list can go on, B Braves them. That showed us how to put that extra LA blood twist on our get down, homie. So we can't just accept. And it goes back to a thing we talked about YGs, homie. We set a different trend and tone, homie. And we can't just let certain big homies, even though we love them, shit on our beliefs, homie. And that's all I'm going to say with that, homie.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
We can't wear the homie shoes no more.
Man,
Hold on, let me get me some lighting. Native Soul, yeah, I'm reading what you said. Okay, respect that, G-Half. Just had to say that. You know, education, I got love for the on everything, homie. Yeah, we just, you know, homie, sometimes we get, hold on, let me get me some lighting real quick. Go ahead, BJ.
Yeah, I'm going to say, just to piggyback it, you know, I understand certain things. The reason I don't speak on it is because not only am I in prison, but sometimes I don't speak on things because I'm not into getting on the wire and saying how I feel to another homie. If I feel another homie is doing something wrong or whatever, I'd rather talk to that homie than to be on the wire. That's why I said this is for education. It's not to slander or talk about other homies, because sometimes people, that's what they do. You know, get on YouTube or get on Instagram and want to do murders and talk and this and that. You're talking yourself into prison. I'm trying to get out of prison. I'm not trying to talk myself into being in here until I'm 70. You know, I got stuff I need to do out there. And some people, when they ask questions, I be wanting to lace the homies on certain things. You know, like, when was, I think it was last time we was on the air, somebody had asked about the east side and the west side and the hood, how that started and this and that.
Right.
You know, I understand you want to know stuff like that, but there's homies that's free that can lace you on the story, especially if you from Athens. You know what I mean? You from Athens, there's plenty of homies around there. Don't mind on lacing you on the history, because when I was coming up, that's how I got the history. You know what I mean? When it comes to things that I was involved with, I don't mind speaking on them because I was personally involved in them, and I don't mind explaining like what happened and why it happened and my growth period. Because I've done a lot of foolish things when I was a child. You know what I mean? A whole lot. And I learned from making mistakes, and I learned from meeting all different people from different walks in here, and those different people from different walks in here taught me how to move differently, taught me how to speak and how to respect other people. That's what got me to the point I am today. You know what I mean? And us as a collective, sometimes you have to learn to respect those that move in the same circle you move in. You know what I mean? Regardless. You know what I mean? It's a lot of...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
It's a lot of things that went on in different neighborhoods, including mine, since I was gone, that I didn't like. But at the same time, I'm not going to get on this microphone and air them out. You know what I mean? Whatever problems that I had with me and my homies, we dealt with that when we was kids, and that been over with. You know what I mean? I didn't win every battle. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I kept coming out on San Pedro. You know what I mean? And I lived with my losses, and I lived it with my wins. That's just a part of the game. When you join the game, certain things happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I'm going to speak on this as well, like we was talking about earlier. Sometimes a lot of homies, drugs, get power hungry, all type of stuff, and do things that they don't mean. Like when we was talking about the 80s dope houses, how you had certain homies got out the pen and was on drugs. They'd start out by becoming a dough man. They'd be at the dough.
Hey,
BJ, stopping on traffic.
BJ,
right.
not to cut you off. I got a couple more because we went on one. I want to take you back to what I started laughing because one homie, before I go back to what one homie said, I want to say BIP Duck APB and when we came back, homie, we had wind up probably taking it a little bit too far on the topic.
We're supposed to talk about Bob.
Exactly, homie. So I gotta double back to that, homie, while we still got everybody right here for a few minutes, homie. So you want to talk about your experience with Bob?
I'm gonna speak on that. First and foremost, for those that never got a chance to meet Lil Bob was a homie that's worth mentioning on here, and a homie that's worthy of praise. He was in my age group, and Bob was one of the coolest dudes I ever met. I used to think Bob was high all the time because how he talked. He talked it real smooth like he was a Humphrey Bogart or something. He used to be like, yeah, that's how things go, Damu. That's how he was. He was a cool dude. But what made me and Bob cool was, I'm going to tell this story because a lot of people don't know this story. This is a true story, not facts, not fiction. It's just what it is. When I first met Bob, I met him on the streets, hanging with certain homies, when the homie used to have a spot on Nicolette. And Bob used to come through there, bless us with his presence, hang out and get on. And I went to the county jail for a traffic ticket. And Bob had came through. And when Bob had came through, he had told me that it was a homie in there being accused of killing the homie Buck from Blackstone, the homie Big Buck from Blackstone. I'm not saying he did it. He was being accused of it. You know what I mean? He was the last one being seen with Buck, so people was accusing him of it. But anyway, Bob had told me to assist him in, giving the dude his DP if he came our way. So I told Bob I would. So one day I go to Torrance Court, and this dude in particular, I'm not going to say his name or whatever, he just happened to go to court with me. So when he go to court with me, he was in for some traffic tickets. I fished him out, played a role with him, talked to him real nice and this and that. And while we talking, I look at his wristband to see his name to make sure this is the right dude. So when I see his name, I'm like, okay, this him. So when we get to the courthouse, I called one of them G homies, and I made sure the G homie was on the phone so he could hear the action. And I told the G homie,
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I'll tell you partner with me now. So I let the phone hang so the homie could hear, and I get on dude. After I got on dude, Bob had heard I got on him. Man, I couldn't get rid of Bob after that. You know what I mean? So, just so y'all know, Bob was a hell of a guy, man, and salute to Bob. May he rest in paradise, man, and to his family, man, he'll never be replaced, I love y'all the same because we lost another good brother. Y'all my family as well. You know, love y'all, and I send my condolences for y'all loss, and to the whole Black Beast on Corps. I know what he meant to him.
Hey, we'll wait for you to come back.
All right.
Hey, homie, sometime with these, you know, we send this up, homie, you know, because we ain't artificial, you know, and sometimes these topics can get touchy, homie, or just, you know, they value, homie, they mean value, homie, you know, and you know, sometimes it be hard to accept how some of us conduct ourselves sometimes, homie, how we, you know, rub each other, homie, and but yeah, man, with Bop, homie, yeah, that was Lil Bop. That was like, that's a real big homie, because I know me and my homeboy LSD, they had another homeboy over there. I'm not gonna mention this name, but him and Bop was like road dogs, homie. And me and the homie kind of like ran our style like they had they style. We ran our style like in the hood like that, homie. So they was real influential on us adopting their style with being in the hood, you know, wearing curls, chewing on straws, and being real aggressive about what we meant inside our neighborhoods, homie, with our younger homeboys. So yeah, man, Lil Bop, homie, was an impactful homeboy to this thing right here, man, and so many other homies, dog, you know, for real. Hey.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I was just letting everybody know how impactful Bop was. I was letting everybody know, me and my homeboy from my neighborhood, we even I said I didn't mention his road dog name, but him and his road dog, me and my road dog wound up adopting their style as trying to be close-knitted and push the same principles and values as a Lil Bop then, wearing curls, chewing on straws, being demanding on what we believed in, and all that type stuff, homie. So the young homies need to know, homie, when you become or want to become somebody hell of it just don't come from your hood, your neighborhood, homie. It come from stillman of the whole blood cord, homie. And I noticed that when I went to the pen and seen a million Bloods, not a million, but just thousands of Bloods. And you notice, homie, these dudes gotta say with you besides your homeboys, homie. And that's what give you a reality check on your conduct and character when you see other dudes got a hand in you besides just where you come from, homie. You know what I'm saying? And that's about it, homie. I see we kind of then reached the hour and some change. I know how everybody's attention span is on how we be moving and have things to do. But me and the homeboy, we gonna pick back up tomorrow. Hope everybody enjoyed the content. And you know, once again, everybody that supported, whether you viewing, whether you hit us when you can, because we all share when we can, homie. You know, shit, man, that's what it is, homie. 89 on up, G stuff, not Ye stuff, with On the Edge with BJ APB. And I'm gonna let BJ say something, close us out or something. Somebody said, hey, G-Half, if you don't know any rider. Oh, somebody said about the bottoms. You want to know if I know some riders from CMG, homie? That's what you saying? BJ, you want to chime in real quick till they chime in?
Shit, as far as the bottoms, you know, I know damn near all of them in my generation. You know what I mean? Shout out to the bottoms, you know what I mean? To both bottoms, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, low bottom, yeah, low bottom. They were saying the low bottoms, any low bottom homies, yeah.
Yeah, you know, shout out to the villains, the Pueblos.
Yeah, 20 Outlaws.
20, 30 rules, 40 rules, AFCs. You know what I mean? All them homies I know, you know what I mean? The whole VSOP production. You know what I mean? It's a lot of homies over there. You know, all the ones in my age group, I'm going to say.
Yeah. He said from the low bottoms that way, yeah. I seen a few homies the other day, yesterday at the thing, and I think it's one of the homies. I want to say, I don't know if his name is Bleep or what, but he out the generation, and he was a solid 20 homie from the low bottoms. How can they donate? Well, you could go through 89 on up, homie, or on what's yours, BJ? On the edge.
Mine is on the edge, capital O, lowercase n, capital T, lowercase h, double E, capital E for edge, lowercase d, lowercase g, lowercase e, with a $sign in front.
All the time, homie, and much love, homie, and we'll pick back up. We'll try to get up in here tomorrow, homie, about 10 o'clock, and we'll all run it up, homie. We'll have some more content, because we got some more content tomorrow about how somebody wanted to know how was it inside of a dope spot banging in them 80s and 90s. So tomorrow chime in, and we're going to talk about how we was banging, doing our thing, and surviving out of these dope spots in the 80s and 90s. So make sure you chime in for that one tomorrow. That should be a good one, homie. And much love to everybody. Oh, before I leave, I gotta ask about Boo Man, homie. Anytime a RIP, homie, a BIP, PIP, homie come up, I gotta chime in. Somebody wanted to know, can you say something about the homeboy Boo Man real quick?
Well, I'm gonna say, it's 3 of them. 2 of them resting, the big and the baby one.
Yeah.
And I'll do a story on both of them. Actually, all 3, because the little Boo Man locked up. That way, I know it's a lot of homies that don't know him because he's been gone a while like me. So I'll do a story on all 3 of them. That way, homies could get a feel of them. Just give me some time. I'm getting around. What I'm trying to do is, all the homies that's resting, whether they Bloodz or Crips, if they had an impact on my life, I try to tell their story so y'all can know who they were. You know what I mean? So be patient, it's coming. You know what I mean? I ain't forget about the homies. I'm even going to speak on homies like Babyface and Big Cheese, though, the homies that homies don't remember, you know what I mean, and know. So it's coming, just stay tuned.
And Lil Creek from Athens, homie. A lot of people be asking about Lil Creek, but yeah, that was a homeboy. So yeah, like I say, homie, we got another hot story that I'm gonna be kicking up with BJ. Somebody wanted to know, have any homies that went out on missions, didn't come back successful? Like, did somebody die on a mission or something, homie? So we're going to be having some more hot topics, homie, and hopefully the youth can gravitate to it and learn something from it. Go ahead, BJ, before we close it out.
Right, as far as this, the only homie I know that went on a mission and didn't make it back was, the 2 homies that just died recently, the rapper homie, and then you got Lil SB, rest in peace.
Right. So, yeah, we going to be kicking it up, homie. So, man, how BJ has said, man, peace and blessings, homie. And we're going to be back tomorrow about 10 o'clock, man. So tap in, man, and we'll run it up, man. And plus, I'll be able to catch all the smoke that people done kicked up, probably how I done, express myself or something, homie. I don't know. But G stuff, not ye stuff, man. We out of here, man.